So, hello and welcome to Up the Villa podcast. So, we came away 2-1 losers away to Manchester United, but albeit a competitive game. We was in the game for long periods. We played really well again. And it was just two teams going at each other, attacking wise. So, it was a good performance. Delighted to say we've got Max Stokes of Villa on tour. How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, mate. A little bit gutted to be coming on after a defeat, but like you said, it wasn't bad. But yeah, I'm all good, thank you, mate.
Thank you very much. So, what did you make of it then?
Yeah, like you said, it was a really good game, wasn't it? It was a good sort of competition to watch, a really good game. Like the Chelsea one was, I think it was a really like two evenly matched teams sort of going at each other, and I think it's testament to how far we've come that we are competing in really competitive games with Manchester United away, Chelsea away. But yeah, in terms of the game, I thought first 10, 15 minutes, we were under the cosh a little bit, but we grew into the game and we looked, on par with Man United. The first goal is a little bit disappointing. I'm not sure how Wan-Bissaka's got that much space down the right-hand side. And you go on social media half time and there's a lot of slander towards Mings. And I think it's a little bit too much, in my opinion. I haven't watched the goal back, but I think, is he out of position a tiny bit? I think it would have been harsh. But yeah, second half, a little bit better. We got the equaliser. It was just so frustrating that we threw it away, wasn't it? So quick with the Douglas Luiz penalty. But we nearly got back into the game. Ollie Watkins, I feel sorry for him. How long is that going to take for him to get that goal that he needs? But a frustrating night, mate. But we can take the positives from it for sure.
Yeah, I think you've summarised the game perfectly, really. Again, we got back in the game like we did against Chelsea. And then there's that contentious penalty. For me, I don't think it's a pen. I just think he's clipped his own heels. It's not really a challenge from Luiz. What did you make of it?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I don't think it's a clear and obvious error. If it happens anywhere else on the pitch, I don't think anyone really bats an eyelid. If it goes for Villa, I don't think many people are saying, "Oh no, we've been lucky there." I just think it's one of them. It's clumsy from Luiz. He shouldn't even, because his arms are everywhere, aren't they? They're all over him. I know Pogba's got his arm out, sort of protecting himself, but Luiz shouldn't put himself in that situation to even give the referee a decision to make. So is it stonewall? Absolutely not. But is it clumsy from Luiz? Definitely. I think you can't complain too much of that penalty. I don't think it was ever in a million years going to get overturned.
So, I mean, I've spoke to you a few times on this podcast, once last season when we were struggling down the bottom. So, I mean, for you now, it's got to be a stark contrast from the conversations we have had on how well we're playing. You've alluded to that we're going to Old Trafford and we're putting in performances like this. At Stamford Bridge, we came away with a draw. So, what are your feelings towards the way we're playing at the minute?
Yeah, you've got to have a little bit of perspective, haven't you? We'll go back to a year ago where we were really, really struggling down the bottom, and we've just come away from Old Trafford there, disappointed with a loss, and you've just got to have perspective. It's still a really, really good season. We've got hard fixtures coming up. Like, it's not going to get any easier. I know Liverpool next week's in the FA Cup, but then we got Tottenham, which will be a tough game, Everton, Man City as well. So we're going to have to battle. It's not going to be easy this season. It's going to be tough. But if you're putting in performances like you have done there at Old Trafford, and you can come away with a sense of pride, and you can take lots of positives from the games, big games away at the big sides. You've just got to look at the positives, and as long as we beat I'm not going to say easier teams, but the teams that are lower down there, the mid-table teams, just beat those sorts of sides, because no one this season expected that we'll come away from Old Trafford, Stamford Bridge with wins. So a little bit of perspective is needed. Going to use that word again, but I'm still happy, still comfortable where we are. It's still an unbelievable season. So yeah, it's all positive, all positive.
And then the January transfer window is now open. So, where do you feel like, if anywhere, we're going to strengthen in this window?
I don't think there's any major surgery needed in terms of the first team. If anything, it's sort of just bolstering out the squad a little bit in terms of, you look at that bench tonight, realistically, who's going to come on and change that? I know we've still got Ross Barkley to come back, Trezeguet as well. So there are options coming back, but I just think depth is what we need, whether that's, a replacement left back, not for Matty Target, as a backup to him, maybe to push him a little bit more, because I think he's too comfortable at the moment. Neil Taylor realistically isn't going to be pushing him too far, is he? So I think, maybe just backups here and there, but I don't think there's too much major surgery needed. You probably save that for the summer.
Yeah, definitely. Anyway, Max, it's been great having you on.
Nice one, mate. Cheers.
Thanks. Up the Villa. So next on, we got Ryan. You okay, mate?
Yes, mate, slightly frustrated, bit disappointed. We we shouldn't be really because we've won one in 44 games against United now. And it's just a testament of how far we've come that we are disappointed. But ultimately, I think we just lacked that little extra touch of quality in the final third. And I think that was all that was missing. I thought we battled hard and we deserved a point, to be honest. I thought first half, it was an even affair. We was unlucky to be behind. Could Mings have done better? Maybe. He was slightly off balance, but could he have headed back to where he's come from and we go again? So that's up for debate a bit. But second half, I thought we come out, we were strong. We was creating a few chances and we got our goal. Quick thinking with a quick free kick to go again initially after it being blocked. We get the goal and then we give away a soft pen. A flipping Man United pen, to be honest, because, you know, looking at that, Pogba has got his hand in Luiz's face. Luiz is battling to try and get involved, and then Pogba kicks himself, and that is the most Sky Sports Man United penalty you will see, because nobody's even asking the question whether it was or wasn't a pen. And for me, it's a soft pen, and it could have went either way, but I don't think it was. I don't think it was a pen. And after that, United were very strong, and you know we were thankful for Martinez, a couple of great saves. Fantastic sweeper keeper in tonight, wasn't he? Off the line, flipping out fast. And then we finished strong. I thought Mings had a great chance at the end, and Davies as well. So all in all, it was a good performance and a battling performance, and just slightly disappointed we couldn't come away with a point.
I'm with you on everything you've said. I think there was bits of everything in that game, weren't there? You know, but again, we was in there. We're competitive. We've gone to Old Trafford, a team that are sitting level on points with Liverpool. They're a good side. They've got a lot of quality. And what you were saying, that we just lack that little bit. You could just see at times, couldn't you, that United have got that little bit of magic when they sort of needed it in certain areas, and you could tell that they have got quality in and around the 18-yard box. But credit to Villa, we turned up, we played really well, we took it to them, and there's signs of promising things from Aston Villa. You know, especially Neville, he was loving us, weren't he, at times on the commentary, saying how good of a game it was. And let's just hope we can now take that into our next Premier League game against Spurs. So thanks for coming on, mate.
Thanks, mate. Well done, Villa.
So our next caller on tonight is Seb. What did you make of it?
Yeah, it was a good display. I think we struggled to open ourselves up and get into the game early on. I think United showed their dominance early 10, 15 minutes, but then we sort of grew into the game and we got more confidence and we started to match them in most areas. I think the midfield battle for me, I kept a close eye on that, and that was a really intriguing one. They went with Fred and McTominay, two quite defensive midfielders who like to sit back quite a lot. And I think our three we've got in midfield, I think they seem to almost assert their dominance quite well ahead of them too. We look to play on the counter-attack, trying to dispossess Man United from inside our own half, and it worked for large parts of the game. I think United grew frustrated that they couldn't break us down very easily. And we played well, we matched them. And I think we've shown just how far we've come in such a short space of time. I think I've said it quite a lot since I've been on this season, but the amount of progress we've made this season from last is just exceptional. And to be disappointed at not getting a result at Old Trafford away, you can't be too disappointed with it.
I mean, as a neutral watching that, you'd have thought it was like an end-to-end fantastic game of football to watch. And it was, from looking at it from a Villa fan, it was quite a competitive game, especially in midfield. The battle in midfield was quite intriguing, which I felt towards the end of the second half we were winning. And then obviously the game got quite stretched towards the end of the middle bit of the second half, which I think suited Man United, obviously on the counter. They've got some real tricky players. You've got Rashford. I thought he had a good game today. His feet was really good. He was causing us a few problems. And I just thought it was just a really intriguing game. I thought Matty Cash for us was our best player. I thought he was brilliant. I think some of the balls he was putting in were just brilliant. I think, he said before the game, he's always wanted to play at Old Trafford. And I think, he took that on and he embraced that today because he was really good for us. It's a bit deflating that obviously we've lost, you know what I mean? It's like you're coming away and you're thinking, I'm gutted we've lost to United at Old Trafford, who are now sitting on the same points as Liverpool. But like you say, it shows how far we've come and we've gave them a real good game. And I think it sets us up well for the next tough games we've got coming up. So it's a difficult run. What are your thoughts about us now going into this run?
Yeah, I think it will be difficult, you're right, but we've endured a bit of it already. We've had Chelsea away, we've had United away, two probably of the hardest places to go in the league, and we've matched them both toe for 90 minutes, 180 over across the two games. So I don't think we can be too worried about it. I think we've just got to go into the games as usual and see what happens, because this season's a strange one anyway, so anything can happen, and we've just got to back the boys and hope that we can get some positive results and come out of January looking to really push on and, who knows, maybe push for Europe.
So I've put you on transfer watch this month, so you're going to have an eagle eye on any dealings that Aston Villa might do. Where do you think we do need to bring something in if we are going to make any moves?
Well, I've said this from the start. I think depending on Wesley's fitness, we should probably aim for an attacker. Maybe an attacker who can also play out wide. But with Traore and El Ghazi's recent surge into the team, then maybe that would be less of a priority. Maybe they might just go for an out-and-out attacker to battle with Watkins. I think if we're being greedy, we could also hope for a left back. Although Matt Targett has played very, very well and consistently in the last few games, I think he struggles quite a bit against pace. And I think if we could get in a real top quality left back to go down that side with Anwar El Ghazi or Trezeguet, whoever seems to start there, then I think we could really surge on and help push on from the front, whether that's an attacking left back, someone a bit like Matty Cash who can bomb forward and support the winger, or whether that's more of a conservative fullback, someone who'll sit in, maybe more experienced and just soak up the pressure when we need it. Who knows? But even if it's a backup, because I don't think Neil Taylor has much more to offer at the club, maybe we might look to move him on in January, so it might be a replacement for him. Who knows? But it will be an exciting January for sure.
For me, it's got to be a striker. I think if you're looking at Wesley's returns, probably going to be a slow one. Davis, he's in and out on the bench, isn't he? Some weeks he's on it, then he's not for about 5 games. We saw at the end of today's game, Watkins was blowing a little bit, and I think he desperately needs some help up there, to just ease his strain. Although he's working tremendously hard and he's getting the chances, I just think a striker on loan for me, just to help that burden up top, will be a good addition. So thanks for coming on, mate.
No worries, up the Villa.
Up the Villa. So last on tonight, we got Justin. Feels like he's sitting in the North Pole. How are you?
All right, mate. In the conservatory, it's really freezing. It's about -5 here, so I've had to stick my hat on.
So, it feels weird having you on and we've lost, but what did you make of it? No El Ghazi song tonight either.
Yeah, sorry, lads. No El Ghazi song. Hopefully next week. Yeah, it's an hard one, isn't it? Frustrating that we didn't get anything out of the game. I thought we deserved at least a point out of the game. A few contentious decisions. We are a very good team. We know that now. We go in anywhere now. We can give anybody a game. We've done that again tonight. Their build up for their first goal. I think Danny means to cut it back that far, which takes Mings out of the game, and it's just a good header, I suppose. He gets good connection. That's it. We get back in it with a quickly taken free kick. Nice bit of work there down the left. Nice ball across. I think Traore does really well, to be fair, because there's about 3 or 4 players it goes through, and he takes a really nice touch and buries it. So a bit of quality there from him. And then the key turning point in the game really was at that point he fancied to go on and really, really push him, trying to get another one. And within 2 minutes, they've conceded a penalty, clumsy tackle, massive arguments on Twitter currently ensuing. Was it? Wasn't it? Was it? Wasn't it? At the end of the day, it was clumsy. 50-50. VAR probably gone against us a little bit. I probably thought it was a penalty if you really slow it down and look at it, but could have gone either way. Went against us. Fernandez doesn't really miss penalties, does he? So at that point, I felt really it changed the game. I think United were given a real boost there. I think they were on the back foot when we scored, and I think we were looking the better side, which we did from a lot of the game, really. And then it just sort of fell away from us. We did huff and puff at the end. Again, it showed where we're lacking. He's off the bench. A couple of players came on. I thought Davis was unlucky right at the death. Another day he slots that, doesn't he? Watkins looks frustrated and probably a little bit tired now. He's probably fed up of playing up front on his own and running his balls off without getting much for it. He needs a goal, doesn't he? We know that. January's probably come at the right time for us, hasn't it? Hopefully the owners will back us with 1 or 2 players. And, that first 11 has been run into the ground, hasn't it? It's pretty much played every game, hasn't it, so far? So I think it's ideal now to get 1 or 2 players in and kick on in the new year.
I think it's a blessing we've got this FA Cup game as well. I think I'd love us to have a good run in it and do really well, but it just feels like some of them need a bit of a rest.
It does, yeah. I agree. And I think Liverpool will probably... Yeah, I think Liverpool will rest some players as well, so it'll probably be a almost reserve team game, which is pretty much par for the course these days in the first 2 or 3 rounds of the FA Cup. A lot of teams use it to sort of play players that aren't really playing. So, yeah, hopefully get 1 or 2 players in. I'm not disheartened. We're a very good team. We've come a long, long way this season. It's been a fantastic run. We've got to stay positive, back the lads, and we'll be fine.
Summarised it perfectly. Thank you, mate. Up the Villa.
Up the Villa.